Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Okay. About time. Oh, hey Faith. How's it going? In an ad at the moment. Oh no. Hey, Julian. We got all the papaya fans in here, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and put my TikTok stream over there. See if I can't, like, reorient this in a way that might be better to see while I'm sketching. Also, I can, like, barely hear anything because the audio... You need them. Yeah, I'm gonna be sketching some more today, so that's kind of the goal. But let me go ahead and turn down this... Oh, my stomach's making sounds. I don't know if you guys heard that. I feel like that was almost audible on the mic. This one is by far my favorite one that I did yesterday. And then I was drawing Mel a bunch from Arcane, which I think turned out pretty well. This one I'm not super proud of, but you know, I don't draw faces at that crazy angle, so you know, just gotta practice that ultimately. Alright, I'm looking for a reference because I'm not really sure like what to draw. But if any of you guys have any reference ideas, you can like send them to me. Like you can tag me. Hey Arlie, welcome to the TikTok. I'm trying right now to figure out what to draw. Like I've got a bunch of sketches here and I can't like pick a... Hey Loken. Hey Hazy. I can't decide on what to draw. Also, if you're on TikTok on an iPad, it's actually so nice. Like, look at this. This is kind of meta, but it looks not bad. I know on the phone it's like not great just because it's not full screen or whatever, but yeah, we're looking for a reference picture. I know it posted in my live somewhere on here. Did it? Oh yeah, it did. Hey, there you guys are. Look at that. And then Faith is on Twitch. It's kind of nuts. I don't know why I didn't see Julian's stream or message in the multi-stream chat, but I guess it's being a little wonky, so that's okay. Let me put this higher because this is kind of in a way that I can't like see it. And my mic is a little bit in the way too. Oh, great. The ring light, it's working a little bit too well. Let me like actually turn it on so you can't see the shadow. There we go. That's dramatic for sure. Got my mic like right up in there. Can I turn this? There we go. Yeah. All right. Also, I got a lot of questions yesterday about what pencil I was using. It's a Unichroma pencil, and it's got 0.7 lead. I'd say it's pretty good. My camera doesn't focus because it's literally like a $20 camera, so if you can't see it, I'm sorry, but this is what I have. Oh, hey, Di. Welcome. Yeah, this one, oh, it turned out so well. Let me go ahead and move the chat box to the other side of the screen. All right, reference. This is like just in the right spot enough that I can't see my computer. Let me just go ahead and make it even taller. And this will let me have it flatter as well too, which is nice. I'd say that's pretty flat, right? Got like my plate in the background. I had some nice breakfast sausages. Y'all can kind of see like my little desk decorations and trash. Can kind of scoot that out of the way. I've got these, they're lightsaber holders, so I need to hang my lightsabers. But I haven't really gotten around to that. So that's a little like work in progress I gotta do. Can I turn this anymore? There we go. I feel like that's good, right? That's a good distance. And now I can see my computer, which is great. Should I do all the cowboy hat pictures? Not that there are many, but... Oh, hey, Max. Hey, Lila. I'm just gonna start on... No, I'll start... Oh my gosh, look. I'm halfway. I marked my notebooks like halfway with hearts like a million years ago. So I'm actually almost halfway. I was guessing yesterday and I didn't see the heart was there. But look, it's on the 1, 2, 3 pages. I'll be halfway. It's incredible. That'll be like the farthest I've ever gotten in a sketchbook. I'm actually not gonna flip through that. Let's see. We could do Charles. I had a lot of fun drawing him yesterday. Also, for those of you who haven't seen Arcane, I highly recommend. It is just an amazing show. And the art is so beautiful. I mean, I could draw Arcane, but I don't think that's what the masses are here for. Hi, Roman. The problem is I'm like not actually drawing. My poor stream. People are probably confused. Pencil should be on paper. You know who I've never drawn? I've never once in my life drawn Checo. Is it time? I feel like I see this image a lot. I'm sure. Oh, drawing on paper today? Yes, I am. I thought you meant about you, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So am I, but I think you were mentioning this. Anyways. Oh, wait. Am I not actually halfway through my paper? Because it looks like I ripped out a page. Alright, whatever. We'll draw this picture of Checo. My iPad is like a little bit in the way. Okay, there we go. You have some stuff to do, so you'll still be lurking, but you'll be AFK. Alright, sounds good, Max. Thank you. I'm sure you'll come back and something will be made. Hopefully. That's like the goal right now, is just to do something. I need my little... I have a little pencil that is an eraser. And I need that. I just don't know where it is. Because it's for really, like, exact, fine things I have to erase. Hey, Lil Yuko. Welcome. I feel like I made his eyebrow huge, but Checo has pretty thick eyebrows. Definitely made them a little bit further than they need to be, though, so we'll just... Sorry if I sound a little bit sick. I think I'm coming down with something, but it's not like horrible yet. I'm just gonna be like clearing my throat a little bit. It's definitely something, but who knows. Hey, MF. Oh wow, there's a bunch of you now on TikTok. Welcome. I love drawing Formula One drivers. So right now we're drawing Checo because I've literally never drawn him in my life. So this is a first. I'm sorry if I don't do him justice. But we're working on it. Also, young Checo, I don't know about Checo now, but young Checo has a lot of freckles. Like a lot. He also is like holding his face in this picture, so his hand is here. I don't know why I chose the picture with his hand in it because, wow, I don't think I'm capable of drawing hands on the spot like this. We can definitely try. Get like the general shape, right? Hey, Ara. And then, I guess they're kind of, what, bent? Oh, I just heard my laundry finish upstairs. I have to go and grab it at one point, but he's got some like I don't want to say like really thin lips, but he's got thinner lips than others. And I have to remember, since it's young Checo, I'm trying not to draw like too many smile creases or anything like that. I'm just gonna try and like keep it simple so he looks younger, if that makes sense. Man. Hi. Hi, Kevsar. Sorry if I totally butchered your username. Hey, Coop. Maybe it extends like a little bit more. I should have just gone for super sketchy instead of like a more complete sketch, because this one like I'm putting way more detail into than I normally would. So let me turn it a little bit more so you guys can see it even better. Like all these little freckles everywhere. Like all over his nose. Try and like get a few. I don't really know how to draw freckles that look like natural, so we're just gonna put a few like dots here and there. I know Lauren would be so happy to see me drawing Checo, but I don't know if she's like awake yet. I'm sure she'll find the stream eventually. Okay, his lips definitely aren't that big. I don't know what I did there to think that they are, but we can go ahead and like bring it down a little bit more. And then we can just turn this into the upper lip instead of the lip line. Let me just shade it a little bit. Just gonna do like very loose concepts of a hairline. So I don't think we have to go like too crazy with that. It has a few eyelashes that kind of curl under. I feel like don't need all that eyebrow. Kind of cut it off a little bit. And then got like an ear here. I think I made his hand way too big, but honestly, I'm not even gonna bother fixing it. We can just move on to the next sketch. Thank you, next. Right. Okay. Well, it didn't turn out great, but, you know, for a first-time Checo drawing, I'd say it's okay. Who else do we have here that I could draw? We could do... Looking at references right now. I really want to draw Franco. Like, I was drawing him on the iPad, but I haven't really shown anybody that. Like, I think in the beginning I showed you guys a teeny tiny bit of what I was doing, but I didn't really, like, finish the drawing ever, so it's just totally unseen. We can try and do this Carlos drawing. I'll do it really speedy and see if we can just get, like, general shapes down. For this one, I'm gonna tilt it a little bit further up so I don't mess up the proportions. Also, today is what, 11/10? I always try and date my stuff. Just so I can see the progress. Okay. I wonder how much, like, detail I can fit in a small... portion. Whenever I do heads, like, I always make the circle a lot smaller than it is. Like, should be a lot bigger. I don't really, like, I'm self-taught, so I don't really know how to start any particular drawing ever. Just kind of go for it and see what happens, and then fix the details later when it starts looking weird. Like, what? Is this nostril? I have no idea. Hello, hello. I like your username. How'd you decide to come up with that? I'd love to know. I hear like jets outside. Interesting. Alright, this is cursed, guys. This one might get abandoned by me. We'll trust the process a little bit more, okay? But I'm not vibing with this one right now. And let me see if I can like full screen this image too. Alright. Trust the process, okay? We can figure this out. Carlos has like such long eyelashes. It's actually crazy. Like, can I have them? Can you share? Like, please. I'm begging you, bro. I would love some of those eyelashes. So if you still got your shop, no, I ended up taking it down. It was really time consuming for me. And since I like have full-time work outside of everything that I do here, I decided to take it down. I wish I had the time to do it because I really think it would probably do well now, but yeah, I don't know. Does that look proportionate to you guys? Now that I'm looking at it on the other screen, like on the monitor, it looks funny. But he is like looking down, so. I feel like it's looking more like Charles, if anything. Like, I don't think his face is not angled enough, if you know what I mean. Like, does that make sense? I think I could fix that by moving all this back. But his eye was there for a reason. You know, not every drawing is a banger, and that's okay. You can like get the gist that it's Carlos, but you might not be able to like perfectly define it as Carlos. Howdy doodle doo. Heyo. Welcome in. How are you? Jim, I'm struggling drawing Carlos. Alright, now I feel like there's more... The angles look better than it did earlier. If that makes sense. I feel like Carlos also has a very distinct jawline too. I am doing well, yeah. I'm very excited. It's a 3-day weekend. Means more time for drawing for me. More time to practice drawing Carlos better. Alright guys, here's how it turned out. It looks better from my angle, so I'm gonna, move it up here for you. I think it still looks a little wonky, but, you know, angles aren't my strong suit, which is why we're practicing, because I would never improve if I didn't practice. I could do that, like, Carlos loading meme, where he's just, like, head back, staring blank into space. Well, I feel like that could be almost any picture of Carlos. Carlos looks like he has something to hide. He either looks like he has something to hide, or he looks like there is nothing behind those eyes. Ooh, this one has a lot of, like, contrast in it. I'm gonna try and see if I can draw this one. Let me download it. This is so insanely bright for me. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix it. Whatever. Next page. Hey, Morrison. Alright, let me move the chat on the other side now, because I don't want you guys to not be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, I'm gonna have to angle it more. And then maybe I'll move my chair a little bit higher so I can see, like, over the light. But still see my computer, if that makes sense. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Carlos has such a distinct, fun nose to draw. I just feel like I'm never doing it justice. Like, I want to draw it so well, but I don't know if I can. His nose is definitely longer than that. Maybe down to like here. He's like squinting in the sun, so you can't actually see his doe eyes here. I mean, hey, that kind of looks like Carlos. Kind of. Okay. You guys can still hear me, right? Yeah, okay. For a second, I thought the audio cut out. I was like, wait a sec. They're not gonna know what I've said at all. Help, this does not look like Carlos. If I just give him like super floofy hair, it will eventually look like Carlos, because nobody can deny that the floofy haired dude I'm drawing could possibly not be Carlos with floofy hair and sideburns. That ear is way too far away. Like, he has a very triangle jaw shape. Like, it's not necessarily like a triangle, but I mean, it kind of is. And then his chin is defined. That might be way too big. I'm like underestimating how big his, or I'm overestimating how big his lips are again. Just always, they're big. Also, it's kind of crazy because I'm doing these so fast, but if we go to like an actual Carlos drawing I've done, it's taken way longer, but it looks more like him. Wow, this fish lens. Uh-oh. Can I move this down? There we go. Yeah, like I'd say that definitely looks more like Carlos than what I'm drawing now. Like, I'm capable, but we've regressed a little bit, so that's why we're practicing. Oh, yeah. The accidental drawing range. AFK, be back in 5. You have a question for me. Alright. Let's hear it in 5 then. Man, I've totally regressed drawing Carlos. That's okay though, we'll practice. Like, this is not Carlos. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Oh my god, my stomach is being so loud for no reason. Sometimes I see things on Pinterest and I'm like, this doesn't look real. And then I read the caption and it's like, oh, AI. I'm like, I knew there was something wrong about it. I'm glad I can easily identify AI art. So that would suck if I couldn't. Alright, let's try a sketchy Lando drawing. Alright, we're going back up. Oh geez. It keeps like snapping back. I don't know how to like position this in a way that it won't fall off, but I won't be like blinding myself. Let me move the plate. Hi, moist paw. You should spam like the live. Oh, that's the wrong way, isn't it? 3 burritos for breakfast. Do you work today? Heyo, welcome back, Jims. You have to let me know what your question was. Mm-hmm. How does someone draw like you from a beginner's point of view? I would say to work on drawing and practicing and stuff. I try to take 30 minutes a day, draw things I see, draw things I like. When I first started, I did a lot of tracing. And this is like years and years ago, but I still think that tracing is a great place to start, as long as you're not like tracing somebody else's art. I wouldn't do that, but tracing, like, it's a lot easier to trace digitally, but in terms of like understanding how bodies and faces work, like, tracing is very important. For this one that I did, I printed out a copy of the reference picture so that I could have it side by side and take a look at it better. Something else that really helps is taking a picture of your drawing and then flipping it. So, for example, like if we were to take a picture of this and then go in and we click edit, and then you can like flip the canvas and it can show you like the proportions and whether or not things look normal. So like to me it looks a little bit off, so I know that when I go back in I can try and fix like his jawline and stuff. But from a beginner's point of view, I would say take the time to practice and learn, watching YouTube videos. Yeah, like I said, drawing things that you see, drawing things that you like, but like not, or taking the time to do all that stuff and not being negative about your art, because I mean, I could be very self-critical here and talk about how much better this one is than this one, but I still think like without this one I wouldn't be able to do this again. So it's a lot of trial and error and practice, but looking up reference pictures on Pinterest is a great way to start. Like I've got references up when I'm drawing here, so you can see that I've gone and like pulled the drawing up, and sometimes I'll print it out, but I think Pinterest is a great place to like see other people's art and pull pictures of things that you like to draw. So I use Pinterest for that a lot, like a lot. It's like artist dreamland of reference or references. I'm trying to figure out how I had this set up before. There we go, now it's like locked in. Creature, how's it going? Also, Jims, I don't know if that helped at all, but that's just kind of like what I end up doing. Like, let me see if I can pull a drawing that I started with a while ago. Like, I really wanted to practice anatomy, so I was just drawing a bunch of like weird sketches. These are all without references, or this one is without a reference. I kind of pulled different aspects of my D&D character, or it wasn't necessarily D&D, but it was like a D&D-esque like game, but this was my character for it. And I drew them a couple of times and tried to figure out like what they would look like, but I think without using a reference, I wouldn't be able to like get Riley's angles or anything like this. Like, I think this was a reference drawing of some random guy smoking a cigarette, and I just like edited it to kind of match. Yeah, keywords to take in: trial and error, tracing references, flipping your canvas, whether it's taking a picture of it and flipping it on your phone or flipping it on Procreate or something, and Pinterest. Pinterest is like the go-to, right? The mask is super cool, and I tried to like flip it. Like I traced it. I traced my own drawing on this side, and because the ink was kind of going through, and it's just like a tiny random notebook paper that I just pasted in. But yeah, I draw a lot of like anime as well too. Like these ones. These are images that I pulled. It was Cole Sprouse, actually. I got these references from Pinterest, and then I just put Levi's head on him. These all took a really long time because I was being super, super careful, but if I were to like go back in now, I would definitely darken a lot of these shadows, add some more contrast in there and stuff, just because I can. Also, sometimes I like going back to old drawings and fixing them up or changing them a little bit, adding to it. I think it's beneficial to like go back and look at old drawings, see what you've learned, see what you can improve on as well too. Like now you can see that definition of this drawing a whole lot better because I've gone darker. Yeah, Dylan was in Riverdale, I think. But you can see I did these last, February? So, and I don't really like draw full body that much either anymore. So this was pretty big progress at the time. I was mostly sticking to drawing like random anime characters and seeing whether or not I could get their features the right way. I know Armin has like Titan marks. I don't like that. I'll erase that eventually. Who else did I do? I did a lot of Zoro from One Piece. And like instead of scribbling out this, I wasn't proud of this one. I just left it. I was like, I don't need to get rid of it or anything. It'll show my growth. So I chose to leave it. Trying to see if I can pull up my TikTok live. Oh, let me try pulling it up on my phone. That way you can see the TikTok chat. Uh-oh, we don't need to actually play any volume. Welcome back! I'm going through my sketchbook again. Because who doesn't love a good sketchbook tour? Although I feel like there's a lot of things that... Like, I've had this for 2 years, and there's a bunch of stuff, like, that doesn't need to be shown, obviously. Like, everybody's got their thing with sketchbooks. I don't like showing my whole thing. Gotta keep some of my cards to myself, you know? But I'm really obsessed with Berserk as well, too. And then, I also have a bunch of, like, random drawings from Vox Machina. Like, these are all Vox Machina characters. This is Jean from Attack on Titan. It's not, you know, the best drawing by any means, but I think it's nice. How long have you been drawing? That's a great question, Patrick. I've been drawing. Well, you would definitely know this, but probably since I was like in middle school or elementary school. Like, I remember art class in elementary school, and I really, really loved it and enjoyed it quite a bit. We've got a whole lot of Pedro Pascal because he is amazing. And I love him so much. Let me... Hold on. I'm fixing it so you can, like... There we go. Yeah, so I love Pedro. I love the Mandalorian. I'm literally making Mandalorian armor. Do you guys want to see the helmet that I have? Let me get it. Because it's awesome. I won't even lie. Okay, so I made all of this from scratch. We're gonna go ahead and move this real quick. Whoa. The shine. Hold on. Does the camera extend any further? No, not really. This is my helmet. I think I can zoom out a little bit more. Nope, I can't. But yeah, it's super shiny. You can probably see me in it. Like, look at that. It's not sealed or anything yet, so if I like push on it too hard, you'll see my fingerprint. But yeah, the details are a little rough around like this side and stuff, but it's pretty cool. I'm very proud of it. I like it a lot. And then I've also got a bracer that's done. So I've got this. And it does fit, although I have really like small hands. So I don't know if it would fit on everybody, but this is like the standard size that they have for 3D prints on like literally any website. Hold on, I cannot take this off with just one hand. But yeah, so I'm fairly crafty. I'm gonna keep going through the sketchbook though. Let me put back all my headphones so I can listen to the music too, but I'm just gonna go ahead and proof all the sketches. Oh yeah, this one's cool. I did Taylor Swift, some random reference off of Twitter. This interesting picture. This one is my D&D character. That was pretty fun. I did some Aaron drawings, Morgana from League of Legends, because, you know, we're a little bit obsessed. What else? We've also got... I wish I had a sketchbook that was like just like one specific thing, like just Formula 1 or just D&D. I have no idea what this was. Like, this I completely made up. This is my friend's D&D character. His name is Eldon. He's a wizard, and he's got like a cool staff and got like a little crow pet. So that's really fun. I've got these little fellas. I completely stole these off of Pinterest, so if you ever see them on Pinterest, it's not mine. It is whoever posted it. I just loved how they looked. I colored them differently and stuff. These ones I did, but these I all grabbed from references, and they're just like cute little dudes. And I love them. And I could draw like a million of them if I really wanted to, but I'm too lazy. We've got some random drawings of another D&D character I was trying to make, and then we've got some really creepy pictures of Link from Breath of the Wild, or Zelda, or whatever. Turn it this way. What else we got? We've got... Oh, I was trying to draw like emo Levi. So I've got Levi here, Reiner. We've got Zoro and Gojo in the corner. And then another Levi drawing, and I don't know what I was drawing here. Probably like a kitchen or something. And I thought that that looked pretty neat. This is some urban planning things I did for a class. I was designing a city. So that was pretty cool. This spread is awesome. I love this spread so much. Let me go ahead and hold it a little bit closer. But we've got Sukuna and Choso and a whole bunch of other characters from JJK that off the top of my head, for some reason, I can't remember. Oh, Nanami and this bitch. We don't like him. Mahito. Me and the homies hate Mahito. But I'm really proud of these hands. I don't think that's like JJK related at all. I think I just was like, I want to draw that. But I like damaged my poor sketchbook. I think that's when I ripped off the end. Like, it's detached now. Hold on, let me see if I can show it without sharing my like personal information. But this is the first page, and here's the spine. It's like completely broken. I didn't even mean to do that, but it happened, so yeah, it's a little busted. We've got more Mandalorian and Jean from, or Jean, I guess, from Attack on Titan, but I call him Jean. And then we've got Gwen from Total Drama Island, but in a random style that I found off of pictures that I liked. I do a lot of copying in my sketchbook, which is why I don't really like publish all of that. I don't really post it all because I don't want to take credit away from the lovely artists that I have gotten my references from on Pinterest. But yeah, I love TDI. Total Drama Island is so fun. We've got... What else we got? Got this one. Got Anakin, Toji, and Megami. I'm really proud of the Anakin one. I think I was copying somebody else's style for this, but I'm still really cool. I still really like how it turned out because I think it looks fairly different from theirs. And it's Anakin. He looks sick. Oh, I'm gonna show this one. It's gonna be very funny. So, I don't know if you guys know or watch football, but this is the mascot of the University of South Carolina. He looks very different. It's like this monstrosity is, and I gave him like a 25 pack because I thought it would be funny. It's really like a 10 pack, but I was like, nobody actually has those. And then more characters from Berserk. I just think they're really cool. And the Berserk style is just awesome, so I like that a lot. More urban planning related things. I'm a planner and I was doing a lot of design, so I wanted to write down all the requirements for a project and then sketch out a streetscape. Like, this is my all the above sketchbook, and then I was like figuring out how wide I wanted the lanes to be with the bike lanes and the houses. Like, this is a bird's eye view, and I don't know, it was a fun project. Like, I got really bored though because I was really ahead, so I would just like sketch randomly in class, and my teacher would come over and be like, show me what you did, and I'd be like, please ignore the sketches. More Guts and Zoro. Definitely up there on my favorite character list. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Fun to draw. Oh, okay, so here's a challenge I had for myself. I wanted to get better at drawing people with no references, so I just started drawing anime characters with no references, and my first attempt is probably the most cursed thing I've ever created in my entire life. it looks like a bug. But you know what? I'm still proud of it. I feel like my progress in just 3 drawings was good because I was like, okay, well, obviously I have to fix the eyes, and then I didn't like the mouth, so I was like, let me fix the mouth. But this was definitely at the time of my anime era. I was trying to like figure out what kind of hairstyle I wanted her. I guess this is probably my first OC, if you don't count like, I don't know, D&D characters, because D&D characters are like my D&D baby OCs, but I think Terra was my first OC because I drew her like 5 or 6 times and kept the scar here, testing different eyes. I wonder if I could like make anything now. I would have to look at a reference of a woman because I can't just... I just don't know. I suck at things sometimes. I looked up Stern Woman D&D, and then I'm gonna try and say, oh my god, I feel like she kind of could give Shadowheart vibes. Like, I want her to have well-defined, sharp features. Sharp features. Woman. Like, if I were to draw her really stylized, but, like, semi-realistic, just based off of a reference drawing, but just incorporate, like, what I'm doing. Like, I don't know why she looks so sad here. I feel like it would probably change her eye color too, the scar. Okay, I'm not even really looking at the reference anymore either. It looks like absolutely nothing like this, so we're just gonna... It's gonna look really cursed because I don't I don't do drawings without references. But here we go. Yeah, like these eyes, I'm not very proud of these eyes. How does one copy the same eye? It's not possible. I'm just making a whole load of BS up. Anyways. Yeah, she's my first OC. Or first, or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, next. We'll draw her again at some point later. Oh. Lando! This was the start of my F1 drawings. I was obsessed with it before I started drawing, but I was like, let me see if I can draw them. This was my first ever Lando drawing, I think. It was in December. I guess I put the date. I was applying to a bunch of abroad schools in the Netherlands. Yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that, so it's kind of interesting how things have changed in that sense, but Carlos and Max, they both look a little bit yassified, but It's because I didn't get the proportions, or their proportions down right. Like, they look like real people, they just don't look quite real. I wanted to draw Lilia from League of Legends because I thought her ears were really interesting. Then we have a drawing of Oscar that I wasn't a huge fan of, so I went and I did it again. And I was like, oh, let me go for realistic, and then I didn't like that either, but I didn't want to erase it, so I did it again. And I also have a problem of not filling my sketchbook pages. So that's what I'm trying to fix with like all my new stuff. I'm like, let me fill the pages a little bit more before I move on. You can tell I feel like I've improved a lot with my sketches. Like there's more progress, I guess. And these are very quick, but like this one was so good. This is cursed. Like, how are these the same people? They're not, but you can really see the progress and like how I'm more confident in, like, each drawing I do, I get a little bit more confident in myself, I guess, because while these are fairly, I'd say they're good, right? Like, to a new artist or somebody who doesn't know where I'm at right now would say they're good, so I'll say they're good. And I always look back on them and I'm proud of the progress I've made and where I started, you know? So after I did these ones, I was like, well, let me get more into portraits. So I looked up a bunch of reference pictures. I was gonna do 100. Guess how quickly I instantly burned out? 4. Took me 4 portraits, and then I wanted to draw Reiner again. But this one, something like clicked here. That was really good. This one I'm not super proud of. I really want to be able to draw hair better, because like all my hair isn't great and I need to figure out how to do more textured hair and stuff like that. So I wasn't super proud of this one or this one, because it was like both of these individuals have curlier hair than obviously this one. Like this one's very straight and boring, I guess. But I would love to learn how to do better hair. And that's something I feel like I'm trying to do here. Better hair, like with Carlos and stuff, so, and Mel. I asked random people in a Discord to send me pictures of themselves so I could draw them. This was the only person that sent me their picture, because they were like, I'm not gonna send my picture to a stranger, and I was like, yeah, that's so valid. But anyways, this turned out really well and he really liked it. I'd say it looks, I don't know, he recognized himself. Oh, my cat is like screaming. I drew Luffy because I was watching One Piece. This turned out really great. It looks a lot like Luffy. I wanted to learn more about lighting and value and shadows and depth. It kind of all applies here, but I went and I found reference images of light, depending on, like, if you just look up light reference image or light face reference, you'll probably see this picture somewhere. I copied it exactly as I saw it because I wanted to learn like where to define the different shapes, you know, like this is not touched by the light, therefore shade it and whatnot. Did I do that more than twice? Obviously not. But I feel like I learned from that, and it has helped me with other drawings. Like this one probably didn't have any sort of shading or shadow in it, and I feel like I learned, like, if the light is coming from here, I learned that it should go that way. Anyways, here's the next Lando drawing I did. I feel like it got progressively better, right? I also spent more time on this. That's another thing. I'm really impatient and I don't like spending a whole buttload of time on my drawings. So I like drawing super sketchy things. Mostly because I'm too impatient. But yeah, also this brush is just so soft. Like, it's great. I love it. But I feel like I need to start sketches with a harder pencil so it doesn't show up as much. Then I spent like a couple of hours on these. You can definitely tell I've spent more time on them because I'd say they're pretty good. The pen was so hard. I had mapped out, like, you can kind of see a little bit of the pencil. Well, can you actually? Maybe not. Anyways, yeah, pencil. Pencil first, pen second. I was like, it's McLaren, I have to do papaya or orange, but looking at it now, I can recognize that, you know, this probably should be a little bit taller because his head doesn't just like disappear like that. Like a little bit larger, you know, and then his hair probably goes back behind his ears a little bit. Although maybe not. Maybe that's how the reference was, but I feel like this probably goes a little bit further out too. And I don't want to like completely ruin it by redrawing it, but this Max one I'm really proud of. Really, really proud of. Took a long time. And I didn't even like really get into it that much in the end. Like there's a lot of contrast and stuff I could add to it to make it like pop even more. But I feel like these, they turned out pretty well. Let me go back to the full screen. Hold on. It's a little zoomed in. Yeah, but I feel like that's some pretty awesome progress. This was so fun to do. And like I said, my progress is not linear at all. So I went back to drawing anime and I was like, literally, what is that? Like, what is that? But I feel like the Charles one turned out really well. There's a lot of people cycling through TikTok. Hello Demigod3. I like that username. That's actually really cool. Yeah, the Charles one was super fun to draw. I feel like it could even go crazier and go a little bit darker too. Because this is black here from the reference, I remember. And his hair, I could probably go a little bit darker too. But I was trying to get the highlights and it's hard to get the highlights when you start really dark. So you have to be really careful with the hair. Which is not something... Hair is not my strong suit. Like you can tell I kind of stopped working on that a little bit. This one was fun. Somebody asked me to draw him. Probably from Twitter, maybe. I don't remember, though. Then I drew Carlos. Carlos was super fun to draw. The second I started drawing his eyes, I was like, you can tell that's Carlos. And I'm pretty proud with how it turned out. I think I made his face a little bit wider than it actually is. Maybe that's something I could fix. Like little tweaks here and there. Yeah, doing the Ferrari cap was so fun. Really hard though, like really hard. I drew Yuki. I had never drawn Yuki before this, so I was pretty proud of it as well too. channel. This one was fun too. I just want to go in and like up the contrast so much. Also, I know now his eyebrows are lower than this. I feel like just doing that added like a little extra something I didn't know was missing from the drawing. He looks so frat bro here. Like he really does. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting so distracted. We're still touring. Bam! Sketchy. More sketchy. What's here? Oh, yay! This spread. I spent a lot of time on this one. I really like this one. I'd say my favorite is this one by far. Yeah, this one is pretty great. And we're almost to the end, guys. Oscar with his little rubber ducky. This was so hard, and I did this in pen. I don't know why I did this in pen. Like, am I insane? Yes. The answer is yes, actually. Ooh, blue water undertones. Yay. What am I doing? Stop that. I was learning anatomy, so trying to practice a bunch of stuff and figure out proportions. Obviously the proportions here are a little weird. Portions here are a little bit weird too. This is a really short arm. I'd say this one turned out really well too. I was just grabbing a bunch of reference images and playing around with that. This one turned out so well. Like, you can tell this is Carlos, you can tell this is Max. You cannot tell that is Charles, but that's okay. We've got this one to make up for it. Obviously Lando. I feel like I did a better job of filling out the page, and being loose with the drawing I think helped a lot. This one I was a little bit too loose with, for being honest. The Checo one didn't turn out too bad. This looks like Pedro Pascal, I'm not gonna lie. This does not look like Carlos. I just have to make his hair floofier. Then maybe it'll look more like Carlos. It's kind of looking like Carlos, right? Kinda. Hi, Deborah. Deborah Grumbles. Interesting. Sometimes I can't tell if these are TikTok generated usernames or if these are just names that you guys have. Because either way, they're pretty sick. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright, who do I draw, guys? There's 72 of you. Somebody's gotta have an idea. It can literally be anybody. I'll draw anybody that has a reference picture on Instagram. I mean on Pinterest. Like, if they exist on Pinterest, I will draw it. Oh, I also have another sketchbook too. Hold on. Except my other sketchbook is it's my like class sketchbook. So let me just sift through it, make sure there's no personal information. Wow, I didn't finish it. That's embarrassing. I got a whole lot further though. I got like that far. I'd say probably 4/5 of the way through. But like, this is where we started, y'all. This is where we started. When I actually got back into drawing 2 years ago. This is what I started with. So there's been a significant level of progress in how I approach my sketches and how I approach my drawings. I really wanted to like scribble these all out, but I decided that probably wasn't the best idea. This is when I was planning my D&D character. This is my friend's character. This is actually the same character as... Let me pull it up in here. Where is he? These guys are the same. And then Arai is Shyla, and Shyla is where? I lost her forever. Here she is. These are all the same. She has a big sword, taken after Guts' sword from Berserk. She has a lot of interesting tattoos, and I even like made an entire backstory and alphabet for her and stuff. Had a lot of stuff about her entire culture. It was based off of the Mandalorians, but I altered it to be more D&D-esque and had a history about the medals that she has. Wow, I got like so into it. Even had something about her family tree, which was never referenced once. I honestly think I totally forgot about her parents. I drew her a lot. I remember drawing this on the plane, and somebody was like, "Oh, good job, good job." I was like, "Thank you." Then I started learning Japanese, and that took over my sketchbook. I was translating like AOT things. Yeah, I got really into it. I knew the hiragana so well at one point, and then was learning the katakana, and then it was so hard, and I couldn't figure it out anymore. And, like, I got lessons from the Japanese teacher at my mom's school. Like, she helped me a ton, and then yeah, that was like in between all my Spanish classes, and then trying to figure out how to do write in Catalan. I don't know what this was. I think I was trying to draw like a D&D dwarf. That's terrifying. What else we got in here? Oh, here's Eldon again, my friend's character. Got another D&D character from our campaign. I would just like doodle in class a lot. I was learning about Dadaism and contemporary art, and just kind of found any excuse to either learn Japanese or draw. So it was like all over the place. I was just like doodling. I had a class called The Seven Wonders of Spain. I mean, we weren't learning about any particular wonder or whatever, but we just learned about architecture and stuff, and I took a graffiti class while I was there too, which was super cool. If you guys haven't seen it, on my Instagram I posted a bunch of stuff from my black book from my graffiti class, and then also like something that I was able to go out and like spray paint on the wall, legally of course. My teacher wouldn't have asked us to do that as part of our project if it wasn't, so yeah, I got my grocery list in here too, but here's some of the tags I was practicing and stuff, which I thought was super fun. Back to trying to draw Elden, and it was, yeah, a little horrifying. And I'm so proud of myself for not scribbling it out or ripping it out. Yeah, I wanted to draw Eren and Mikasa. And I just drew a bunch of like weird anime people because I didn't really know like what else to do. Then I wanted to learn more about figures and how to easily draw figures, and I watched this video that I was like, oh, just do the general shapes, general outlines. You don't have to worry about like the details or anything. As long as you get the shapes, the brain will make up the rest of it. So that's kind of what I was doing there and here. I feel like that technique really helped me a lot, and I didn't really have to focus on the details of the face, just like general pulling and pushing of clothing and stuff that I ended up drawing. You can't tell me these shoes aren't awesome. Like, they're super not detailed at all, but they're great, and I love it. This one I went a little bit more detailed in on. I'd say this is really cool. That's so cool. Wish you could take a class like this. Yeah, the graffiti class is so cool. Let's see, it's all like class notes. More random doodles. I was learning about Gothic architecture, and this one I did without a reference. I was actually very proud of that. Looks a little creepy and eerie, but it's fine. More D&D stuff that was just like intertwined with the religious notes I was taking for, we're learning about religious art, religious Spanish art, and that was really cool. I don't know. Yeah, like, so random. Oh, these, my favorite thing ever. In the sketchbook, yeah, I have it like marked with my little band, but I went to visit my grandparents and I had a lot of downtime. This is when I was living in Spain. And I was visiting them and wanted to practice reference drawing some more, so I pulled up some pictures of Berserk, and I went ahead and I drew this one on the left first, and I was proud of it, but I thought that I could do better, so I did it again with a different drawing. Let me close this one real quick. Dude, it's so busted and broken. It's like not even attached. Like, that is not... Anyways. Put that aside. Yeah, so I think these turned out pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep the bookmark there. I was very proud of that one. Oh, and this one I was so proud of too. Turned out really well. You can kind of see the other ones through the page, and I did a pen drawing on the other side of this one that kind of imprinted. There it is. Let's see, what else have we got in here? More random cursed drawings. I was trying to draw Sona from League of Legends. The timeline is kind of out of order for this because these are also some of the first drawings I did in this sketchbook when I was doing like this stuff, I was doing these simultaneously to these. Well, maybe not completely simultaneous. Like, this was the first thing I did in the sketchbook. And I wasn't necessarily starting here because I had maybe 2 art classes of experience before this sketchbook, because I took 1 drawing class in college, and it was 4 hours a week, and we probably had 4 hours to 7 hours of homework a week for that, and it was like do a piece a week kind of deal. But it was not, like, I went to a very well-known art school, but I didn't go there for art. I did urban planning, so they had art classes for non-majors, so it wasn't super rigorous or in-depth, but it definitely helped a lot. But we didn't do any, it was mostly like still life or take a picture of something and draw that something. Our professor was really nice, but I didn't really get to do the stuff that I wanted to do, I guess, which is why I bought this after I got back home. And then prior to that, I took 1 class freshman year in high school, and then 1 class senior year in high school, and that's it. So 3 art classes, but yeah, I'd say other than that, I'm pretty self-taught. Still self-taught. Like, I'm still learning. The learning has not stopped. I feel like a lot of time people, well, not people, sometimes I see like, oh, you're so talented, how long have you been drawing? I'm like, oh yeah, for a long time, but the majority of my progress has been in the last year, where I've really put in the effort to actually learn more, because I feel like I was pretty standstill learning here. Like, I wasn't making a whole lot of progress. I was trying to draw things I saw, like my friend was on his phone, so I was sketching him from different angles. Just held out my hand and drew a bunch of pictures in my hand. I think I was holding a stick for this or something. I was like, let's pretend it's a sword because I like D&D. And I was like, let me draw interesting patterns and whatnot. Depressed Virginia Tech fan joined. Why would you be a fan of Virginia Tech, though, when you could be a fan of any other better school in Virginia? I'm kidding. But, yeah, here's Guts. I made his nose so long. I feel like it could probably be. Like there and be fine, right? Did not need to be that crazy. Anyways, yeah, I love Berserk so much. Speaking of which, there's 3 chapters I have to read. Here's Guts again. I regressed a little bit. Found this reference online and copied it. It was really cool. I was like, he looks sick. This is for my final project for my graffiti class. My friend and I worked together to create a design, and we picked Mana because she's really into D&D and fantasy stuff, and I'm really into video games and fantasy stuff, so we're like, what's something that we can both agree on? And we picked like bottles of mana or like arcane energy or whatever. So we were trying to figure out how we could draw that, so we just drew it like a million billion times. Like our name was Mana, and we had little bottles of whatnot. You're drawing in your sketchbook. Max is drawing in a sketchbook, and to practice. Oh my god. Oh, whoa. Why am I just reading that so wrong? I'm drawing in my sketchbook to practice and practice, and oh my god, how do you manage to make the drivers recognizable? That's so difficult. Dude, I have no idea. I'm like, Carlos has a big nose. Let's make his nose big. And then I'm like, bam, hairy man, like facial hair. Carlos. Yeah. And then I was also like, how do you draw? Like, how could we get away with writing mana in a way that's cool? And that kind of looks like an A. And then I was like, Soma backwards might be cool. Soma 3. I don't know why I put a 3 there. I've never used 3 in anything. No, That's more campaign notes. Oh yeah, I wanted to know what my bottle would look like and what my tag for my tag would look like. Had a whole lot of sketches, like a lot. And I wanted to play around with like neon colors and stuff. Oh, more Pedro. Love you, King. And then I was just drawing a bunch of Pinterest people. I think I was in Andorra when I was doing these. I was in my Star Wars phase and trying to draw random things. And then I was drawing like random things for my friends. And some of them were really cursed, so we don't need to show that. But lots of AOT, super speedy, like 5-minute, no more than 5 minutes. So I just wanted to get like the general features, and we've got probably Zoroaster earrings. Another cursed drawing of Jean. Wow, a blank page. That's crazy. More D&D notes. Jesus, that's a lot. Yeah, that's it. That's as far as I got in this sketchbook, but yeah, man, making the drivers recognizable is actually so hard. Like, please, that does not look like Carlos. I'll go back to drawing Lando, though. So I want this to look like him. For Lando, to make him recognizable, I just have his down, like his negative canthal tilt eyes, his moles, his smile lines, and his like goatee, and like this is literally Lando, and his eyebrows also tilt down lower too. I mean, okay, that doesn't look actually like Lando, but I think you get the idea. I'm just like, which features do I have to do to make this absolutely recognizable as Lando? Moles and the eyes. And I'd say like, that's what I would do for him. And his little heart-shaped lips. I'm gonna use a harder brush for this just because. Brush? Pencil. I think you just have a skill issue. We both know that's not true. Max, if you had a skill issue, I would not have bought your art, bro. is like yassified Lando. What am I doing? His nose is more dramatic than this. The paper is not cooperating. Oh, when it comes to traditional, you do? Like, you're so lost. Everything is wonky and the sides are all effed up. Yeah. No, I get that because I flipped the canvas for this one. I took a picture of it and then I flipped it and I was like, why are the proportions wrong? I was getting so annoyed and then I was like, whatever, I'm just not gonna deal with that. So I was like, let me just ignore it. Like, I can't just grab the eyes and move them in the right spot. And I hate that. Like, that's why I feel like I have to do traditional now and again then. Because I'm like, I've been too comfortable using digital art as a way to draw. And now this is like forcing me to think a little bit harder than I normally do. Which I appreciate because I've become too reliant on the technology to help. Oh, I'm using the wrong pencil again. Lando has a very specific lip shape too. So a lot of people's are like rounded, like if this were like his smile or whatever. Like his juts out, like most people are rounded like this, but his is almost like square. It's very interesting actually. Like there's a very flat line. Anyways. Dude, I love drawing his face too. Like, it's so fun. It's so fun. I feel like this small, I can't draw the detail of his lip that I want. Like, I think it needs to go further out, you know? It's looking Lando-esque. It looks more Lando than Carlos looks Carlos, so I'm definitely vibing with this one a little bit more than the last one, if I'm being honest. But he really just looks like a football player. I mean, a baseball player. His baseball cap looks very baseball. Oh shit, I have to go change my laundry. I also made his mullet slightly more mullety for this drawing. Let me take some creative liberties with that. Lauren! Hello. Lauren! Oh my god, I drew Checo for you. Look at him. It's Checo! Just for you. Checo Perez. Baby girl. I forget he doesn't have elf ears like Lando. I don't need to draw that. Mr. Young Checo. Anyways. I need to pull the whole bottom of his face further out. Or I could just bring in this part of his face. Because I'm too lazy to pull it back. It's still giving Lando. Dude, I know, right? Traditional stream. I feel like I did a lot of fun little... This one is still my favorite. This Charles one is a slay. Lips are so hard. I see people do lips like so aesthetically too. They do like the corners and then they'll go and bring it in. And I'm like, why? I wonder if I could draw Lando's lips like that. These are just like lady lips. Not necessarily Lando lips. Nose? I hate drawing noses too. I don't know what I'm doing. Not the correct thing. Anyways, that's not me scribbling out. This is me actually attempting to do something that I'm not. You gave up before you go insane. No. Ooh. I'm gonna draw this picture. This picture is a sleigh. Ooh, I'm drawing it so wrong though. Why am I starting this way? This is insanity. Hold on. Also, getting like... There we go. I can put my arm down. I'm gonna have to like make this bigger. Let me download that picture. Zoom in. Edit your image using AI. No. Hard pass. So I don't know how long I can stay. I kind of have to take my vet or my cat to the vet in like an hour. My vet. Also, I think my uncle and his girlfriend just got home. They're staying with us for the weekend, so I think I might go hang out with them a little bit. They leave tomorrow morning, so we shall see. Oh, I fucked up the lips. No. I just made him look like extra tired too. Oh well. Lips too luscious, bro. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like Lando's lips aren't that big on the top. Might have gone a little bit crazy with that. Okay, I feel like that turned out pretty well too. I feel like the hat could be a little bit better maybe. Yes, that one is good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by TikTok. Alright, but I think I'm gonna go and socialize. I totally agree. This one turned out really well. I'm definitely gonna draw when I'm upstairs as well too, but at least I'll be like with family. So I'll catch you guys later. I might stream again tomorrow. Who knows? But yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you were able to catch the end of the stream, Lauren, and it was nice seeing everybody. Julia, Max, Di, Faith, Creature, everybody on TikTok, Ellie. Who else am I missing? All 82 of you on the multi-stream. You guys all are awesome for watching me fiddle around with pen and paper for once.